Yeah, so the Cliff Booth integral, named so because I'm paying homage to a really cool 2019 Tarantino movie I discovered recently called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, I have a beautiful rant to start the video, so feel free to skip that and go on to the solution. But yeah, like at the tail end of the movie, the Tarantino movie, goes like, yeah, he said he was the devil and he was here to do some devil shit. And the paramedics and the cops are like, devil shit, huh? Yeah, okay, enjoy. Okay, so how y'all doing? This integral is so fun, so cool, that I had to get markers just for it. Yeah? Okay, so this is called unboxing like markers. Alright, and alright, so dividing both of these terms by u squared in the numerator, we're gonna get 1 minus 1 over u squared, right? And then all of this divided by, here I said we're gonna divide each of the terms by u, so we're gonna get u, because that's u squared over u, and then plus 2 plus 1 over u. I'm going to choose to write the 1 over u in the middle. You'll see why. And then plus 2, right? Okay, this is a flawless presentation. Ernest, thank you for the help though. Okay. Because everything is deliberate. Right? Okay. So putting this u squared in here, right? Together under 1 square root, right? So like I'll do it right here. Okay. So we have like this, and then right there. Yeah? Okay, so just as I've done here, I'm going to divide each of the terms by u squared. So when I do, u cubed over u squared is going to be a u, and then u squared over u squared is 1. But then we get u over u squared, that's 1 over u. So I'm going to write the 1 over u in the middle, plus 1 over u. You see? And then u squared over u squared is 1. Yeah? Okay, cool. And then du aq, right? Okay. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to claim this right here, the square root quantity, we're going to claim it to be t. Well, any other variable if you're choosing other than an x and a u. Right? So if we call that t, then notice that t squared is going to be equal to u plus 1 over u and then plus 1. Right? And so then we take the derivative of both sides here, and we're going to get 2t dt is equal to 1 minus 1 over u squared du. How convenient. Because this here, right, becomes, I don't like that I wrote over it. Can I undo that? Okay. So this here is going to become 2t dt. Right? Right? So that will replace both this and this, right? And also, notice that this here, u plus 1 over u plus 2 is u plus 1 over u plus 1 plus 1. So it's t squared plus 1. Again, flawless delivery, right? 1 plus t squared. Okay. Sorry. I'll stop writing. Okay. And this here, I already claimed as t, right? Oh, look what we could do. We have a t here in the denominator and a t there. So then all you have is coffee left. Okay, so 2, and then I like the motorcycle gangs. They're a little noisy, but they're cool. So I took the 2 out. That's that 2 right there. And then otherwise you have dt over 1 plus t squared, which is called math people's favorite antiderivative. Like, although it's basic, and that's 10 inverse. So we have as our final answer 2 tan inverse of t plus 1, right? But wait, what was t? T was the square root quantity, but in it is some u. A u is e to the x. So our final answer is going to say 2 tan inverse of square root of e to the x, right? And then e to the x was the name of my very first business, and someone cheated me out of it. Just sad, but whatever. It's like a nice learning experience. Plus e to the minus x plus 1, and Christ didn't mean it, obviously, for me. All right, there we go. And I'm sure he got him. Get him!